This is 3 News Now, your daily update on everything Northeast Ohio with Stephanie Haney.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney on this Thursday, July 14th. Thanks for being here for the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Here on 3 News Now, we bring you the stories that matter most to you here in Northeast Ohio. These are the stories that you are clicking on, reading, and sharing from our website and from our app. And we start with an update out of Akron related to the police shooting of Jayland Walker, the 25-year-old who was shot and killed by 8 police officers on June 27th. We now know that tomorrow the Summit County Medical Examiner will be announcing a summary of findings from the autopsy report. The closed media event is set for 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. That will be with Dr. Lisa Kohler. So she's expected to answer questions related to the autopsy process and office policies. Will not be providing any comment regarding the ongoing investigation. So very clear stipulations of what is expected tomorrow. Prior to this summary of findings being released, our 3 News investigative team used a public records law to get access to autopsy documents and viewed the photos that show dozens of wounds to Jayland Walker's body. You can read more about that report linked on WKYC.com. Walker was laid to rest on Wednesday with a public funeral that we did stream on WKYC.com if you'd like to watch that and pay your respects in that way. It was on June 27th, again, nearly 3 weeks ago, that he lost his life following a chase in Akron. Now authorities are looking for a teenager after one teenager has been arrested. This is related to an alleged shooting at a trooper. The trooper was not harmed during an attempted traffic stop. This was in Ravenna. It happened on July 2nd. Sergeant Ray Santiago of the Ohio State Highway Patrol gave details about the incident to 3 News this morning. So what happened, according to the trooper, is that the passenger allegedly fired at the trooper before the vehicle hit another car. This was in Oakwood. The trooper, as I said, was not hurt. The trooper said that the passenger and the driver attempted to get away. They got out of the vehicle. The passenger has been identified as a 17-year-old boy from Cleveland. That person later arrested. Sergeant Santiago said the situation remains under investigation and authorities are continuing to search for that driver. Now we are hearing from the Indianapolis obstetrician and gynecologist who has made public remarks after treating the 10-year-old girl from Ohio who had to go to Indiana to get an abortion in recent weeks. A source confirmed to 13 News Indiana University Health Dr. Caitlin Bernard performed the abortion on the 10-year-old girl, and it was last night that she tweeted this. This is a direct quote from her social media account. "My heart breaks for all survivors of sexual assault and abuse. I am so sad that our country is failing them when they need us most. Doctors must be able to give people the medical care they need when and where they need it." And what we know is that the victim underwent a medical abortion on June 30th. This was after the Supreme Court's decision in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. That decision overturned Roe versus Wade, and when that happened, the Attorney General filed a petition to lift the injunction that was on Ohio's so-called heartbeat law, and that went into effect. And the way that law works here in Ohio, it bans abortions at the time of detection of fetal cardiac activity. Now, doctors do disagree on whether you can call that a heartbeat, but fetal cardiac activity can be detected as early as 6 weeks, which is often when people do not know they are pregnant. And we had seen reports that this 10-year-old girl, this victim of rape, was 6 weeks and 3 days past conception. Now here in Cleveland, the Cleveland Clinic is offering appointments on Saturdays for contraceptive access. That'll start on Saturday, July 23rd. They'll offer appointments to women 14 years and older to give access to contraceptives. That'll be between 8 a.m. and noon, and that'll happen at several locations. Dr. Tristy Muir, who's the chair of Obstetrics, Gynecology, and Women's Health Institute at the Cleveland Clinic, said this: "Reproductive health care decisions are best made between a patient and their health care provider. It is critical that women and men have immediate access to contraception. As we have seen an increase in the number of vasectomies across the country in the last month, we are working to increase immediate access for women by opening clinics on Saturdays focused on providing contraception." So if you're looking for how to make an appointment, we have that on WKYC.com. You can visit one of the contraceptive clinics. Again, that'll be on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can call 216 444-6601 to schedule an appointment. You can make an appointment for people who are 14 years old and up. If you are 18 years old or older, you can make your own appointment. If you're under 18 years old, you'll need a parent or guardian to make that appointment for you. In other medical news, we now know that inpatient and surgical emergency services will be discontinued at 2 university hospitals locations. They announced that today, so it'll be their suburban hospitals and emergency departments at UH Richmond and Bedford medical centers. They say the reason for this is an unprecedented staffing shortage, and we know that healthcare is facing a severe staffing shortage, especially among nurses. Right now, more than half of the hospital nursing force across the country is older than 50 years old. Something that was a bit unexpected is the burnout from the COVID-19 pandemic. Nearly a third of nurses have retired, left the profession, or found traveling nurse positions that pay more money, and that fallout now hitting very close to home here in Cleveland. Dr. Paul Hinchy, who is president of the UH Community Delivery Network, said this is not a decision about dollars, it is a decision about staffing. So, on August 12th, university hospitals will close the inpatient and emergency departments at both UH Richmond and Bedford medical centers. So those services will be consolidated into the expanding Ahuja Medical Center. That's 6 miles from Bedford, and UH Lake West, which is 6 miles from Richmond. So the people in Bedford and the people in Richmond will have to travel 6 more miles to get that care. The number of employees that will be impacted is about 600. That includes 337 at Richmond and 280 at Bedford, but we are told there will be no layoffs and all employees will be absorbed into other UH facilities. Again, maybe having to drive or somehow get 6 miles further if they're going to either of those respective centers. All right, now let's talk about some sports conversation. We are seeing some traction on a conversation about whether the Cleveland Browns might wear white helmets in 2022. This is because last year the NFL passed a rule allowing teams to wear alternate helmets in the season beginning this year in 2022. So the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, also in the AFC North, you may remember them. They appeared in the Super Bowl last year, in case you're not following or paying attention. They're taking advantage of the new rule. They'll be wearing white helmets for certain games this season, so now people are wondering, will the Browns do that? And yes, the Browns have become very synonymous with their orange helmet. That's the primary logo for the Browns. But they also wore white helmets from the time the team started in 1946 through 1951, so it would be quite a throwback. So that led to some speculation that white helmets could be a part of the Browns' throwback-inspired alternate uniforms. They wore those last year to commemorate their 75th anniversary in 2021, but the white helmets weren't allowed last year because you had to just have one color of helmet throughout the season, which I'm sure there are reasons for this rule, but it does seem to me like a silly rule, but I'm sure there are reasons for it, but maybe they thought it was a silly rule too because they changed it. Now you can wear multiple helmet colors starting this season. So this is when the new rule goes into effect. Not really clear how much notice the Browns would have to give if they wanted to have another helmet color, but it is possible it could be part of the throwback uniform. Also, Fanatics.com is currently selling throwback-inspired versions of several players' jerseys. So that's a potential sign that the alternate uniforms could be here to stay in Cleveland past 2021. 2 of the alternate-inspired retro jerseys that are being sold right now, Amari Cooper, signed this season in the offseason. Also, Deshaun Watson, who is currently facing sexual assault allegations. We're waiting to see how those disciplinary hearings play out. But again, they weren't here last year when they were wearing those throwback jerseys, so that kind of lends to the theory that maybe the jerseys will be around and maybe they'll add white helmets to those uniforms. And now to some news that we have found from social media today. Bruno Mars apparently was in town. He was bartending at Rum Runners, which is a brand new restaurant in the Flats. And it kind of makes perfect sense because Bruno Mars has a rum. So he was, it seems to be, promoting that rum. His rum is called Selva Ray, and he was at Rum Runners. He was handing out shots, having a good time. He said that he was the best bartender in Ohio. It's a very bold statement. He's a very talented singer. There might be some people who take issue with him saying he's the best bartender in Ohio. Not me, but there might be some. But anyway, everyone was having a really good time, very excited to see him at this event. It was at Rum Runners last night, and we've got the story up on WKYC.com if you want to see and maybe weigh in for yourself on how good Bruno Mars's bartending skills are. he was handing out free shots, then I would say that does mark the sign of a very good bartender. Now, if you're looking for some very good fair food, fair season has officially started here in Northeast Ohio. It started this week with Trumbull County, so we have our county fair guide up on WKYC.com. It's organized by county. I'll give you just a couple of those. Cuyahoga County Fair, that's Tuesday, August 9th through Sunday, August 14th. The Stark County Fair, my hometown, that's Tuesday, August 30th through Monday, September 5th. And the whole shebang, the Ohio State Fair, that's Wednesday, July 27th through Sunday, August 7th. So lots of opportunities to ride those rides, get those good fair treats. My old favorite when I was a little girl used to be the steak on a stick. My mom and I would make a special trip to the fair just to get that. I don't eat meat anymore, but I do eat elephant ears, I do eat cotton candy, and I do eat funnel cakes and fair fries and lemonade shake-ups and all that good stuff. So what I'm telling you basically is that the fair is a great place to eat a lot of delicious food. So if you want to see where the fair is and when it will be in your area, you can find that out on WKYC.com. Something else that you can find on our website and our app are some of the most amazing swimming holes near Northeast Ohio. Our Lindsay Buckingham put together a list of 5 places. I'm going to tell you 2 of them, and then you can go to the article for the rest of them. White Star Quarry. This is in the White Star Park in Sandusky County. It's an 800-acre park. They've got scuba diving and all kinds of cool stuff. You can swim the beach, you can grill out, you can play volleyball, you can take a walk. It's in Gibsonburg, Ohio. The beach is open every day from noon to 8 p.m. $5 for adults. If your age is 3 to 12, it's $3. If you're under 2, it's free. Another good one, which also has really good camping, Nelson Ledges Quarry Park. They consider themselves, quote, the only spot in Ohio for hiking, biking, camping, swimming, cliff diving, snorkeling, scuba diving, sunbathing, fishing, food vending, full court basketball, sand volleyball, music festivals, arts and crafts, and more. That is according to the website for Nelson Ledges Quarry Park. I am sold. I've actually been there and it's quite lovely, and I've gone camping there and hope to do it again this summer. The quarry is spring-fed and rarely treated. There is no swimming when lifeguards are not on duty, just so you know. And they are open daily from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. for the swimming. It's free for 0 to 3 years old, $6 for ages 4 to 14, and $15 ages 15 and up. Of course, if you're camping and you're paying the fee to camp there, you know, you can go to the beach and do the swimming and all of that good stuff. All right, that's it for your 3 News Now update today for Thursday, July 14th. I will see you all back here tomorrow with more 3 News Now.
Thanks for listening to 3 News Now with Stephanie Haney from WKYC Studios. Subscribe now so you never miss an update, and find more on everything you heard here on WKYC.com and in the WKYC app.